For centuries, ships sailing from the Atlantic to the Pacific faced a perilous journey around Cape Horn, where treacherous winds, towering waves, and unpredictable weather made every voyage a gamble with fate. This route added thousands of miles and weeks to their voyage, testing the endurance of both men and ships, and often costing lives and fortunes. The idea of cutting through Central America was a grand obsession. More than convenience, it was about conquering nature and reshaping global commerce. Visionaries saw not just a shortcut but a revolution in how the world connected. Kings, explorers, and engineers all dreamed of a path between the seas, but the challenge was immense. The dense jungles, steep mountains, and deadly diseases made the dream seem almost impossible. The French, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps, first tried in Panama in the late 1800s, inspired by their success with the Suez Canal. But the tropical climate, relentless rain, and overwhelming jungle defeated them. Malaria and yellow fever claimed thousands, and the project collapsed in tragedy and financial ruin. The canal became a graveyard for dreams and a warning to future generations. The dream seemed lost, a costly fantasy that humbled even the most ambitious. The world wondered if the path between the seas would ever be more than a legend. Then, at the dawn of the 20th century, the United States took up the challenge, determined to succeed where others had failed. The Americans brought not just engineering might, but also medical innovation. They understood that conquering disease was as important as moving Earth. Dr. William Gorgas led a relentless campaign to eradicate the deadly mosquitoes, introducing new methods of sanitation and mosquito control, turning the tide in the battle against disease. With disease under control, construction surged ahead. Thousands of workers from around the world toiled day and night, carving a channel through mountains and jungle. On August 15, 1914, the SS Ancon made the first official transit through the Panama Canal, marking a triumph of human will and ingenuity. The world watched in awe as a journey of weeks became a matter of hours. The impossible had been achieved, and history was rewritten. The Atlantic and Pacific were finally united, forever altering the map and the destiny of nations. The canal was more than a waterway. It was a symbol of human ingenuity and perseverance, a testament to what people can accomplish together. It changed the world, connecting civilizations and transforming global trade. Goods, people, and ideas now flowed faster than ever before. The path between the seas was no longer a dream. It was a living reality, celebrated by generations. It was a reality, carved through earth and rock, a scar and a bridge between continents. The Panama Canal stood as a declaration. No obstacle was too great for human determination. It inspired new dreams and new possibilities. The world had grown smaller, and the future was forever changed. The canal became a vital artery for commerce and cooperation. The dream had become a lifeline for the modern world, a shining example of what humanity can achieve when vision and perseverance unite. The Panama Canal is a marvel of engineering, a true water elevator for ships, lifting them an astonishing 85 feet above sea level. This incredible feat of human ingenuity transformed a narrow strip of land into one of the world's most important crossroads, forever changing the way goods and people move between oceans. Ships glide across the vast expanse of Gatun Lake, a man-made wonder nestled in the heart of Panama's lush rainforest, before descending back down to the sea on the other side. Powered by gravity and the region's abundant rainfall, the canal's locks fill and empty with millions of gallons of water, raising and lowering massive vessels with remarkable precision. This system revolutionized shipping, saving not just time and fuel, but countless lives that would have been lost on the perilous journey around Cape Horn. The canal quickly became a vital artery for global trade, instantly connecting nations and economies that once seemed worlds apart. It allowed goods to flow faster and more efficiently than ever before. It even set the Panamax standard, ships built to fit its original locks, shaping the design of fleets and the construction of ports worldwide. For decades, shipbuilders and shipping companies designed their vessels with the canal's dimensions in mind. For decades, if a ship was Panamax, it had a passport to the world's most important shortcut, opening up new possibilities for international commerce and travel. The canal didn't just accommodate trade, it dictated its very form, influencing the size and shape of ships and the flow of goods across continents. Its traffic reflects the pulse of the global economy. When trade booms, the canal bustles with activity, becoming a living barometer of worldwide commerce. For over a century, it's been a quiet engine of globalization, making goods cheaper and the world smaller. Manufacturers in Asia, farmers in America, and businesses everywhere all rely on its smooth, uninterrupted operation to keep their products moving and their economies thriving. The Panama Canal is more than just a triumph of engineering. It's a cornerstone of the modern global economy, quietly supporting billions of lives every day. Billions depend on it, often without realizing it, as the products they use and the food they eat have likely passed through this narrow waterway. Its steady, reliable flow keeps the world connected, ensuring that distant continents remain just a canal's journey apart. As global trade exploded, ships outgrew the original Panama Canal. Post-Panamax vessels were too large, turning the canal from shortcut to bottleneck. Panama faced a choice: adapt or become obsolete. The answer was a massive expansion. New, wider locks for Neo-Panamax ships, completed in 2016. Now, even the largest container ships could cross, reshaping global shipping routes and boosting East Coast ports. The expansion opened new markets, especially for U.S. liquefied natural gas exports to Asia. Yet, new challenges emerged. Droughts lowered water levels, forcing transit restrictions, and ship sizes keep growing, already outpacing even the new locks. The race between infrastructure and global trade continues. In 2013, Nicaragua stunned the world with plans for its own interoceanic canal, 3 times longer and deeper than Panama's. The driving force, Chinese billionaire Wang Jing and his HKND group, granted a 50-year concession. The project promised to handle the world's largest ships, offering China a new, friendly controlled route to the Atlantic. For Panama, it was a direct challenge. For the U.S., a geopolitical alarm. The Nicaragua Canal was more than a construction project. It was a bold move to redraw global trade and power. The announcement sent ripples worldwide, raising hopes, fears, and fierce debate. For China, it was a chance to reduce reliance on Panama and assert influence in America's backyard. The Dragon's wager was set to reshape the Western Hemisphere. For Nicaragua, the canal was sold as national salvation, a $50 billion investment, 4 times the country's GDP. The government promised jobs, ports, airports, and a leap to prosperity. The project was framed as a shortcut to industrialization and economic independence. Thousands of Nicaraguans were promised work, and communities envisioned new schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. The canal was more than a waterway, it was a symbol of hope and pride. The government rallied support, fueling dreams of a modern, empowered Nicaragua. The vision captivated many, even as doubts and questions grew. The promise of prosperity was powerful, but would it be real? Beneath the promises, the canal's route threatened disaster. It would cut through Lake Nicaragua, the nation's largest freshwater source, risking pollution and ecosystem collapse. Rainforests, wetlands, and endangered species stood in the path of destruction. The project threatened to displace up to 120,000 people, many from indigenous communities. Land could be seized with little compensation, sparking outrage and protests. Environmental studies were rushed and criticized as inadequate. The deal was pushed through with little debate or transparency. The risks, ecological and human, were immense, and the dream began to look like a reckless gamble. The hidden costs of the canal became painfully clear. The Nicaragua Canal was never just about shipping. It was a geopolitical gambit. China's deep involvement alarmed Washington, threatening U.S. influence in Central America. A Chinese-controlled canal would give Beijing leverage over global trade and military strategy. Competition could spark a price war with Panama, destabilizing both projects. The canal forced Latin American nations to choose between U.S. and Chinese spheres of influence. For Nicaragua, it was a bid for independence and new alliances. The project symbolized the shifting balance of power in the 21st century. The canal showdown was a new front in the global rivalry between superpowers. The tides of power were visibly shifting in Central America's waters. Despite fanfare, the Nicaragua Canal quickly stalled. Funding from Wang Jing and HKND evaporated after China's 2015 stock market crash. Machinery never arrived, offices closed quietly. Experts doubted the project's economic logic, especially after Panama's expansion. Local resistance was fierce. Farmers and environmentalists organized marches and legal challenges. The government's crackdown only fueled opposition and global skepticism. Today, the canal remains a ghost project. The land untouched, the dream faded. For threatened communities, there's relief, but uncertainty lingers. The Nicaragua Canal became a cautionary tale of ambition colliding with reality. The showdown ended not with a bang, but a whimper. The story of the Panama Canal and its phantom rival is about more than simply connecting two oceans. It's a tale of ambition, vision, and the enduring human drive to reshape the world for progress and prosperity. The Panama Canal stands as a triumph of ingenuity and determination, transforming global trade routes and reshaping entire economies. Its creation marked a turning point in history, opening new possibilities for commerce and cooperation between nations. Yet, the canal's future is uncertain. It depends on how well it can adapt to the challenges of climate change, unpredictable weather, and the demands of ever larger ships. Innovation and resilience will be key to its survival. The failed Nicaragua project serves as a powerful lesson. Mega projects must respect both people and the environment. Ignoring these factors can lead to costly setbacks and lasting damage. Local resistance proved that communities, when united, can shape their destinies and protect their way of life, even against powerful interests. These canals are more than engineering marvels. They are symbols of shifting geopolitical power. They reflect America's rise, China's growing ambition, and the ongoing contest for influence. Control over such vital lifelines is a constant struggle, shaping the balance of power in a rapidly changing world. As global competition intensifies and trade networks expand, the fate of these arteries will play a decisive role in shaping our collective future. They are more than just water and steel. They are the lifeblood of our interconnected world, carrying hopes, dreams, and livelihoods across continents. The story of these canals is ultimately the story of our shared future, a future built on connection, cooperation, and the choices we make together.